Letting everyone in. Alrighty, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another fabulous office hours, a different one this time around, where we're not going to talk up and down all about outbound and cold emails. We're going to be talking about a very old friend of ours, near and dear friend that we don't tend to talk much about on Smartlead, which is LinkedIn. And we're very excited with the latest multi-channel mechanism. Can we get the recording? Yes, you can. But before we kick off, I wanted to just quickly introduce everyone to Alex. He's the founder of Aimfox. If you do not know Aimfox, they are one of the fastest growing LinkedIn automation and LinkedIn personalized outreach platforms in the world right now. They seem to be crushing it, so props to them and kudos to them to come in and do a great job. And they allow users to do automated outbound and LinkedIn outreach as well without any third-party hacks or any tools that are not necessary. It's a smooth product experience. So this session is going to be very practical walkthrough of how to do outbound in a multi-channel experience across your inbox and social, and how to build sequences across multiple channels. Right? Simple as that. Right? Now,
Awesome.
once that is in place, before we kick off, I would love to know. We've got a good 200 people over here and more coming. Drop in the comments. We love to keep this very engaged. We love to keep this very front and back. Where in the world are you from? And exactly what is the local dish of yours that you would introduce me or Alex to if we were to visit?
Okay, I'll start.
Yes, you go for it.
In Serbia, everybody eats cevapi. It's like a minced meat thing. So if
Okay.
you're going to Serbia, you gotta come for cevapi and rakia, of course. That
Chubap and
that's for
Rakia.
me.
Okay. And how do you explain that for someone who's not been to Serbia?
So like everything in Serbia is about meat. So
Oh
just
no,
like
is it like, is it a wrap? Is it like
it's like a
the
kebab kind of
kebab
thing.
type dish? Okay, got it, got
Yeah,
it, got
yeah,
it, got
yeah,
it,
yeah.
got it.
With
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Nice. Love it. Easy peasy. Cool. Chicken shawarma. Come on, man. We have better things to offer. But that's good. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. Well, see, look, Alex is the one who's going to be running this more than me at this point in time. We all know a lot of teams end up doing LinkedIn and Outreach separately. Some teams do it together, and the ones do it together are clearly up ahead. And Alex's job over here, along with myself, is to help you get to that phase where you join the better end of the world where people are doing outbound together, right? And this native integration just gives you that complete change of experience. You can unify everything in one place, less noise, and you don't need Zapier, you don't need spreadsheets. It's just a single pipeline. So let's go for it. Aimfox has been
Yeah.
around since 2022, and he's been leading the company. They've had explosive growth. I had a chance of meeting him as well in person. He's extremely tall. And comes
Like
with a deep amount of experience in cold email, LinkedIn prospecting, and just overall systems, not just setting up replies. So
yeah.
with that being said, what does this integration actually mean for everyone using Smartlead? So whoever uses Smartlead, who's on Smartlead right now, you have something called Smart Agents. Smart Agents is our unique agentic experience in the world right now. If you've seen Claudebot, I guess we've just been bad at making our product viral because we do the Claudebot type experience already. Over here, you can talk to it and build a living, working, breathing agentic experience within Smartlead to do whatever you want. We've got about 15, 20 apps right now. We're going to get about 200 in the next few days because we're using smart agents to build our own smart agents. But with that being said, I will pass on the mic to Alexander to introduce himself a bit more, walk through about the product, and then maybe I do a quick screen share. And if there's anything, best practices, etc., you're welcome to ask questions. If you have any questions, bottom right corner in the chat, and we'll also have them presented at the end of the office hours as well. Let's go for it.
Awesome. I mean, like, honestly, you nailed the intro. I've been doing different types of social media automation for like 10 years now. We have a pretty big team here, a bunch of products, and Aimfox is something that has been really like a real like game changer for us. So yeah, I mean, just like we going back, like, when well, a few months when we were in San Francisco, when we talked about like multi-channel outreach. So here we are a few months later, and we have a live integration. And basically, what that means for users is now, like, for the first time, you have basically an option where you can do like a seamless flow of engagement towards your leads where you leverage multi-channel to maximize your conversions. So that all sounds good, but like in practice, it means, you send somebody an email, you get the reply, you automatically label that reply as interested. And for example, as soon as you get an interested reply back, you send them a connection request with a note. That's one use case that I've personally used that my sales team uses. And like one of the struggles that I've seen for my sales team is that like, we get a lot of interested replies, but then like the next step, it's where we see a big drop off. And for example, this workflow, like leveraging, and we do cold emailing, like primarily a lot of cold emailing. And then we also leverage LinkedIn for the high quality leads. So there are a lot of different use cases you can use here. You can pair emails with actual connection requests like one-on-one, and that's one of the triggers you guys have built out in integration, and it's awesome because it just gives you a lot more impact. Now, especially like in scenarios where you have like a limited TAM, like a total addressable market, where you have a small list. When you send emails, you get like what, like 2, 3%, 4% reply rates. 95% of that list goes to waste. And you've already put effort into building that list up. That's another awesome use case where you should transfer that over to LinkedIn and basically get like a 20, 30% connection acceptance rate and just squeeze everything out of that list. So, I mean, like, there are a lot of different use cases. Obviously, we're not going to be able to cover all of them today, but I would love to like actually like, go through some actual use cases that we've built and that we've used.
Done. Let's do it. So we can kick off over here. Before this, probably some questions that people have had. Let's just
Let's
jump
go
one or
for it.
two into that, and then we'll jump into a screen share and get what you have to say, right? Um, I think I have the answer to Polaris TG's question, which is how are you different from scrapers, Lusha, or is it the same model? I mean, you're not a scraper. That's what I can pick up at least. But feel free to answer that question.
Yeah, so we are not a scraper, we are a full outreach tool. So we basically give you the option to build out an outbound sequence on LinkedIn. So this means you can send your leads automated connection requests. You can initiate message sequences and message follow-ups on LinkedIn. You can sync those with Smartlead. You can send in mails, you can react to posts, you can do a lot of things, all like in a one built, fully automated workflow, basically.
Got it. Got it. All right. We got two more questions and then we'll go straight into it. Um,
Oh yeah,
let's
and how
just
we
say
differentiate from others is we
yes.
integrate with you. So that's one big
Yeah, one big
that, that
difference.
that's one
Yeah.
big plus.
Yeah. Sweet. Awesome. We got a few Aimfox users also. That's great. So I think this is a bigger question that people have, and you're welcome to answer that, or we can go to a deferred state, which is, um, does it put my LinkedIn account on risk? I have a huge following for years, and I do not want to risk it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is like always the elephant in the room question. Like, right.
Mm,
And I think like the biggest, like one of the biggest goals for us is to educate our users and like show them that there is no risk in using Aimfox. Now, does that go for every LinkedIn outreach tool out there? It doesn't go. So like, you have to be very careful which LinkedIn outreach tools you use, because there are tools on the market that have a reputation for getting your account in trouble. Now, on Aimfox, like, I mean, you can just, I mean, don't take my word for it. Like, you can like Google, let's read our reviews, look at our
mm.
reputation online, and you're going to see that practically never we've never gotten a LinkedIn account banned of a real user. So I can go into a lot of details, like under the hood, what we do to get that done, but then I would like probably like need at least 5 minutes for that. But I invite anybody who has doubts, I invite you guys to just reach out to our team and we'll share you like more info on what's happening under the hood.
Sweet. All right. So I think everyone's actually keen to see how this actually works, how the integration works, how the multi-channel experience works, how can they use it with their workflows, whether it's Smartlead or whichever other product they're working with. So floor is yours.
So actually, I'm seeing questions like people want me to open up the hood and give some info on the safety. I'm just going to do it really, really quickly.
Sure, go for it. Go
Well,
for it. Whatever
so
works for you. Sure.
yeah. So first thing is because I see a lot of questions. So the first thing is like we are very careful. We don't let you do anything that we consider not to be safe. So we take it upon ourselves to deliver a tool that gives you the functionalities that are safe. So with us, you can do 200 connection requests per week. You can send an X amount of in-mails. We don't let you like go crazy and just raise the red flags on LinkedIn because that is, yes, it's going to get your account banned, and or your account is going to get a warning, but that's a very big reputational risk for us. So we limit how you do interactions, and we also pace those interactions out, for example, during the day or during your time frame that you set. So it just looks completely organic, and it's just a natural way to do it, right? And then we for example, we provide you with all the critical parts of the infrastructure. We provide you with the IP addresses. You get them from us. You can bring your own, but we suggest you use ours. So there are a lot of different aspects to this, but yeah, just wanted to like kind of touch base on that. And and
Perfect.
now,
All right. Perfect. Yeah.
if you guys are down for it, like we can start going through the actual integration.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Awesome. So I'm just going to share my screen.
You
I'm
should
just going to do
hopefully.
entire screen. Makes it much easier. All right. So you should be able to see my screen.
Yes, we do.
All right. So let me go back to Smart Lead. Okay, awesome. So as you were saying, basically, you build this integration out in the Smart Agents tab
Yes.
on
Yes.
Smartlead. And as you scroll down, you're going to see there are already some templates with Aimfox, how you can use it. But what
Mm-hmm.
I've opted to do is basically I just talked
Mm-hmm.
to your Smart Agent, and it just built it out for me. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually going to show everybody here the
Mm-hmm.
process, the
Mm-hmm.
process behind that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, honestly, like you guys did an awesome job of building this. So all I did was say, I want to send every interested lead from Smart Lead to a campaign in Aimfox. Now, yeah, just going one step back, obviously you need to go under integrations and you just need to click connect, and you need to connect your workspaces. So this means that you need to have an active Smart Lead license and account, and you need to have an
Mm-hmm.
active Aimfox account, or at least a free trial on Aimfox to try this. As long as you have those two, those are the prerequisites. You connect through the integrations. It's a click process. You go to your smart agents and you build it out. So basically here, I just said I want every interested lead from Smart Lead to be sent to a campaign in Aimfox. Now, what that means is I've already preset that campaign to send a connection request, to send a message sequence, etc. As soon as the lead lands in that campaign. And the trigger for that landing is going to be event-based. And basically, we chose the trigger lead category update, and we said interested. So here you have like a plethora of options. You can use different lead statuses, meaning requested. Do like you can play. These are the ones that you have set up in your Smart Lead account. I've chose interested because that's a use case that we actually use. And then you also have like other triggers. So like lead category update is one, but it can also be just email sent. So you can pair sent emails with sent connection requests. It can be reply received. So you have a lot of things, and I invite you to kind of like really go through them bit by bit. By the way, both on Aimfox and on Smartly, you have detailed documentation on how to play around with this and how to set everything up. And I hope this recording will help. So this is the trigger. So the trigger here is as soon as you get an interested lead, we are going to look at that on Smartlead. We are going to get the URL, the LinkedIn URL from that lead. Now, this is an important thing. Aimfox works based on LinkedIn URLs. So in your lead data, you need to have the LinkedIn URL for your leads. if you don't have a LinkedIn URL, Aimfox is not going to know where to go. So you need to have that data. You can enrich it. You can use tools. You can use Smartlead to enrich your data. And basically, when you have it, you just set up the next step, which is add profile to campaign. And this is very straightforward. So here you map, you need to map, and actually, let me go here. So here I got a question when I was setting this up. It basically told me I need three things to make this work. I need, and let me zoom that for you. So I need the LinkedIn URL. I need to have and I need the workspace ID and campaign ID on Aimfox. And then basically those are going to be used to map out and to basically connect campaigns. So here you're going to choose, okay, like I want to go to this work. This is my workspace on Aimfox. And I have multiple workspaces. So I said this workspace, console workspace. And I said campaign ID. I want to send leads to this specific campaign. You can see I have multiple ones as I have multiple sales team members in my sales team. And basically, they have their own dedicated campaigns. So just taking a step back, how this looks from an end user perspective, or from a lead perspective. They get an email from Tamara, they reply that they're interested, they would like to learn more, and then they get a connection request from Tamara referencing that email. And I'll show you that in a bit. And yeah, basically this part here, the profile URL from Aimfox, it auto completes. You just need to make sure you have that data in your CRM or in your lead data on Smartlead. And as soon as you have, as soon as you link it all up, it works. And what happens and like the time delay here is minimal. So what happens is when Smartlead sends this lead to Aimfox, it goes into Aimfox. And here I'm on Aimfox, so welcome to Aimfox. And here you can see I have three campaigns for three of my sales reps. We were talking about Tamara. So here we said on Smartlead, send to this campaign, Tamara CC01. This is the campaign. And here, when I open this specific campaign, here I'm going to go in audience, and this entire audience has been populated through the integration. So basically, these are leads that are injected in the Aimfox campaign from Smartlead. And basically, here I have 80 some interested leads that are went through or are going through the LinkedIn flow. Now, we can go into the flow. And by the way, V, if I'm going too fast, just tell me to slow down and
No,
I'll pace.
I think that there's other questions that are coming in. People are following through, but there's other questions coming in
Do,
regarding
do,
like
do, do you want to tackle some of those questions now and make
oh,
a
I
little
think
pause?
these are questions for you and your team actually, in terms of Sales Navigator links. So maybe let's do that. Let's take a quick pause over here.
Let's take a
How
quick
does it
pause.
work with respect to um, the platform that you've got? And do we need to have naked LinkedIn profiles? Does it work with Sales Navigator profiles?
Yeah,
How does that direction
right.
work? Yeah.
So it works seamlessly with your own personal profiles. You don't need to have Sales Navigator. You can have Sales Navigator because it gives you some additional filtering options for your audience building. But Sales Navigator is not a prerequisite. Like you don't need to have it. But if you have it, it's going to give you some additional options. So there
Got
are
it.
basically two ways you can use Aimfox. One is with your personal LinkedIn profiles or with your clients' LinkedIn profiles. And that's pretty self-explanatory. Now, we also have something that is completely unique. We also give, and we're bringing a lot of this methodology from cold emailing. We give
Mm-hmm.
you the option to also rent LinkedIn profiles that you can customize these avatars and use them to scale your campaigns. Because like the biggest hurdle for LinkedIn outreach, why everybody does email first, LinkedIn second, is because LinkedIn doesn't really scale because you're limited to the number of profiles you have. But we give you the option to rent 10, 15, 20, 50, whatever LinkedIn profiles and scale your campaigns. So that's a little bit more context on the profiles question.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Um, I have one question. I think it's a fair one. Um, while we go to the rest of the questions that people are asking, with respect to the templates that we've got at Smartlead, is there a template that we have at Aimfox that we can use to make this as seamless as possible, where there's 0 clicks for the customer to do? Or is it to be where they have to go ahead and do the prompting on our side, and then they need to do some configuration on your side?
Yeah. So that's a good question. So actually, what you need to do on our side, on the Aimfox side, is
Mm-hmm.
you need to build your connection flow. You need to tell Aimfox what you want Aimfox to do. So
Okay.
here, let me give you an example. And it's just a few steps, but it explains it well. So basically here you can see an overview of the campaign. We sent 30 invites,
Mm-hmm.
21 got accepted, 20 messages, 14 replies. So this is like the power of multi-channel when used
Yep.
right.
Yep.
So here you build your connection flow. So you say the first thing you're going to do is we're going to view the
Mm-hmm.
profile of the lead, and then we're going to send a connection request. That connection request is going to have a connection note attached. And you see, and here is us leveraging the integration saying, just go to your email. Would love to show you all the amazing things Aimfox can do. One being a smart lead integration. Yes, this came through the integration. So this is literally us, promoting the integration and showing users use cases. The trigger on smart lead behind this is interested reply. And then basically you say, okay, after they get the connection note, I'm going to react to their post. I'm going, like, in one business day, I'm going to react to their post and I'm going to like a post. And then if they don't reply, I'm going to kick off a messaging sequence that is going to follow through. And this messaging sequence stops once you get a reply from one of your leads in the campaign, basically. So there isn't a template per se, but the whole the whole flow is templatized. So it takes a few minutes only to set up. And the important thing here is when you go here to campaigns, active campaigns, these campaigns are evergreen. So you can just you see they're like almost complete, but you can just keep on feeding them leads
Got
automatically
it.
through the API.
Got it.
It's a one setup thing.
Got it. Got it. And since you're doing outbound, you get the positive reply, you just pump them in over here, and that just keeps going on and on and on and on. Okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
And
Got
and
it.
I
Got
don't
it.
even look at it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
go, yeah, I just see the
Yeah.
positive replies come in. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Sweet. Sorry, I distracted you a bit. You can go back to your original flow if you remember that, or we can
No, man. I
keep
mean,
asking
all good. I
questions.
mean, this is what it's about. Like, it's about
Yeah.
covering the specific use cases and answering the questions because they're on point.
Sweet.
So
Um,
yeah,
I had a question, sorry, because this is an interesting one. So
yeah.
if a reply is received in Aimsfox, does it stop a sequence in Smartlead?
So not yet, but
Okay.
that is
Cool.
something that we should we
We're
should uh,
working on it. If
we
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 get into
should
this.
work on, and that we need to
Yeah.
build out. I know we've talked with your team about this,
Yes.
and this is
Yes.
one
Yes.
of the
Yes.
things we want because it's not a straightforward question. Because yeah, there are some scenarios where you build these campaigns to work in 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 parallel, right?
No, no, I
And
agree with you because you can't just go ahead and immediately stop because just because you've connected with them on LinkedIn doesn't mean you immediately go ahead and wipe them out on a
exactly,
sequencer. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. 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 Okay. Cool. Another question. Can they run parallel campaigns on both platforms and automatically remove a lead from the other platform once they reply on either one? I think it's the same way in a different ways in terms of the
Yeah,
communication layer. I believe from Smartlead to Aimfox, if you get a reply on Smartlead, you can, based upon the integrations we've got with Aimfox, you can decide to remove a lead from a sequence or pause the lead, I believe,
yeah,
if I'm not correct. From
yeah,
Aimfox to Smartlead, that part is still being built up, as far as I see. But
yeah.
let me know if I got that wrong, Alex.
Yeah, you're right. So the thing
Yeah.
is just kind of like the natural order of the sequence is more people like use email for scale, and then the final touches on LinkedIn, right? So that is why, like, also the direction of the flow is important. It's rarely going to be that like you're using LinkedIn for scale and then using Smartly to follow up. So it's usually the other way around.
Got it. Okay, fair enough. Um, I think when you spoke about the rented profiles, people got a bit excited about that. Um, are you okay to dive a bit into that piece
Yep.
or yeah, sure.
Yep.
Floor's yours. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%. So basically, yeah, the idea with the rented profiles is we want to like bring scale to LinkedIn outreach so that it can be like you can really do it hand in hand. Because like the use case I just showed you, you don't need a lot of LinkedIn profiles for. You need like, if you get like 20, 30 interested replies per day, you need like one or two LinkedIn profiles. But if you want to, for example, contact 1,000 leads on email through Smartlead and contact those same 1,000 leads and send them all a connection request on the same day, there you're going to need like 40, 50 profiles, right? So the idea is that we give you through our platform, you can purchase these profiles, you can fill out a customization form, and you can customize these accounts to make them look like they're part of your company. The same way like you build out your mailboxes for your email campaigns, right? So you choose a name and basically you build a persona around a real person, usually that you can use for the outreach. So yeah, you customize these LinkedIn profiles, you do the outbound with them, and you scale like same methodology like on emailing.
Fair play. It's sort of
Yeah.
getting, mailboxes to make that happen.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get mailboxes with us, you get rental profiles. Now there are different types of rental profiles. Like, we are playing around with ID verified ones right now, but for the most part, it's we are going for just profiles that look as good as they can.
Okay.
They're gonna have a couple of hundred connections already. They're gonna have a good profile photo,
Okay.
and we nurture and grow these profiles. We warm them up, and when you get them, they're warmed up already and they're ready to be
Got it.
put in campaigns.
Got it. Fair enough. So I have an alternate question over here, which is not from the comment section, but in general, because LinkedIn's an interesting space where there's a social platform and social selling that happens.
Yeah,
Um, when you're trying to do outbound in a multi-channel experience, now the first piece that you dropped in is if it's a volume game, then it's a separate cycle altogether. But how do you solve the elusive? And maybe I'm putting you on the spot here, so please forgive me.
I love it,
Um,
honestly. We
how do
want we
you
got to make this
solve?
fun.
Yeah, how do you solve for the elusive problem where I have done outreach from, I don't know, Ali at Smartlead.ai, but then my LinkedIn connection is through, I don't know, James at Coca-Cola.com. So how do you draw that parallels? Is there a way where you can actually make sure the same profile is
Yes.
actually like, okay, let's go into that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so two ways you can do this. Now, first, if you're using now, depends on where you start. So if
Sure.
you get, for example, rental profiles from us that are
Hmm.
going to have some generic names, what we suggest agencies to do is that they take these profiles. So let's say like, the profile is John Smith, and that you build mailboxes with those names that reflect the LinkedIn profiles, and that you warm those mailboxes up when you're doing either Google Workspaces or whatever, that you warm up those mailboxes. And then through the integration, you are going to have one campaign that is going to be just John's. And then you're going to have on Aimfox a campaign that is for John's LinkedIn profile,
Got it.
and you connect campaign to campaign basically, and that ensures that the same person that there is, so like exactly what you said, like you get an email from John and you also get a connection request from John. I'm going to share my screen really quickly just so I can kind of share, because this is exactly what I was
Yep, go for
showing.
it.
So you see here how I built this out. The campaign on Aimfox is Tamara, right? And this is Tamara, and she is in the comments. Hi, Tamara. Um, so this is her profile. And when you go here to Smartlead, you're going to see that I've mapped this flow to Tamara's campaign. So that is basically it. You just need to make sure that you map the triggers campaign to campaign, basically.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Awesome. Now, is there anything else that you want to go through in the interaction, in terms of the
Um,
experience between the two tools? Or we can jump into questions as well, because I think there's six
so
questions.
yes, so I kind of covered the direction from Smartlead to Aimfox. This is
We can do
a
that. We're
two-way
ready.
integration. We
Yep.
can also go the other way. So do you want me to
Definitely.
go?
Let's do that. Let's
All
do it.
right, all right, let's go for it. All right. So just going to go here, share my screen. Okay, perfect. Okay, just tell me, are you seeing my Aimfox screen? You should be seeing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So now we're changing directions, right? So here you have two functionalities that you can do from within Aimfox. First is going to be that you can basically create a campaign here that is going to pull leads from your smart lead list. So here, let me do create campaign here and show you. Okay, so here I'm going to select smart lead. And here, what you're going to see happening is here we're going to have a bunch of lead lists from Smartlead. Now they're all called test, but let's use this one. And here, what we're doing is we're basically mapping and pulling data from your Smartlead lists and importing them into a campaign here in Aimfox. Oh, sorry, I opened my notes here. Okay. And let me show you how that actually works. So I think I clicked on the right test campaign, but yes, and you see this is starting to populate now with leads that I have in Smartlead, and I'm pulling these leads from Smartlead to Aimfox, and I'm building the outbound campaign, which is going
That's
to
pretty
be the
cool.
next step. Now, so this is a fairly big list.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty cool. Okay.
yeah,
And
so
obviously the expectation is the lead ID, sorry, the LinkedIn profile has to be present on Smart Lead, right? So are you
correct. So
fetching
you need
leads that don't have LinkedIn profiles, or you're only fetching LinkedIn profile leads from Smart Lead?
only LinkedIn
Okay,
profile
cool. So
leads.
you're
Only
doing the
so if,
pre-fil
yeah.
you're doing the pre-filtering beforehand. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yes, correct,
Awesome,
correct,
awesome, awesome.
correct.
Okay.
Or if they don't have it, we just exclude them. We
Yeah,
exclude them
okay.
from
Sweet,
from
sweet,
from the
sweet, sweet,
list.
sweet,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. And then you build out your flow, what I was showing you, like view their profile, connection request, message, skill endorsements. Do you want to send in mails? A bunch of different things that you can do. You build your schedule. We have some really cool features like targets time zone where we look at individual time zones for every lead. So things like that. So that is one way you can use the integration. So basically pull the leads from your CRM, from Smartlead. And then the other way is here, the leads that you have already connected with, you have the option to export these leads to Smartlead. And basically, when this happens, okay, here I have 29,000 leads. And here I can send these leads straight into a campaign on Smart Lead, basically.
Got it.
And yeah, that's it.
Got
Basically,
it. Got it. Got it.
the
Got
whole
it.
idea is to basically ping pong
Yeah,
leads
yeah, yeah. Between the
between the
two.
two platforms,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And
Makes it
use
easy.
different triggers to identify when that is happening.
Fair enough. Makes perfect sense. Cool. Lovely. I think that covers a lot. We'll obviously have the recording for it, but before that, we'll go into the questions because I think there's a few of them that have come through. Um, there's the render profile doesn't stop, but we'll go into that in a second. Um, do you Let's just go into this. I'm trying to find a few ones. Give me a moment. Okay, someone asked an interesting question. Thomas did. We're suffering from a small TAM with the clients we have. You mentioned that your tool can squeeze the juice out of them. We are using both channels, email and LinkedIn, but we don't see as much traction as we'd like to. Maybe this is more of a consulting question. Uh, what would you suggest doing? So it's a very broad
Yeah,
question to ask, but if you're seeing people already doing what they're doing, is it that
yeah.
maybe they're doing
I
the wrong
can
way? Yeah.
I can help. So
Yeah, go for it.
basically the in most cases when this is happening, a lot of a lot of people are email first. a lot of people are, their list building is centered more around emails. And yes, those lists are going to have LinkedIn profile URLs. But the big question, the biggest issue users see is that a lot of these LinkedIn profiles, they're just not active on LinkedIn. So you have a very good lead list that works fine on emails, but when you replicate that on LinkedIn, the same lead list is not giving you good enough results. Now, we have filters inside of Aimfox that you can leverage to filter out the inactive LinkedIn users from your list. One of those filters is going to be, for example, do they have a premium LinkedIn subscription? Are they a verified LinkedIn profile? How many connection requests did they have? So these are some of the things you can use to like kind of take out the inactives and only keep the actives in the list. But yeah, posted in the last 30 days. Right, that's a Sales Navigator filter. So if you have Sales Navigator, you can even leverage a Sales Navigator filter, posted in the last X number of days, for example. These that I mentioned,
Okay.
these are not sales nav filters. They're available for everybody, even with a free LinkedIn account.
Fair enough. So TLDR relevance and making sure people are actually available and you're reaching other people
That
who
they're
are
actually active on
actually
LinkedIn.
on
Yeah.
LinkedIn and doing that. Yep, I think the last activity, etc., is a great one.
Yeah.
Cool. We have another question. If we have 1,000 leads and want to do multi-channel, what's the best way to do that for one salesperson, considering restrictions on connections?
So 1,000 leads.
Yeah. I know you mentioned a message over there saying you can do 200 per week on Aimfox.
Yeah.
Is that per account or is that, I mean,
Right.
I'm assuming it's per account.
So yeah, it's per LinkedIn profile. So with one
Okay.
LinkedIn profile, you can send about 800 connection requests per month.
Okay. Got it.
And that's LinkedIn's limit, right?
Yeah.
Now, on top of that, if you were looking closely in the screen share on Aimfox, we have what we call in-mail optimization. Now,
Okay.
what this is, let's say you have a list of 1,000 leads, we are going to identify automatically out of those 1,000 leads which leads have an open LinkedIn profile, meaning that they can receive free emails. And we're basically going to fork your lead list into those that are going to go in the connection request flow, and then those that are going to skip the connection request flow and just receive free emails from you. Now, why that matters is because these limits stack on top of each other. So here you're going to be able to do like 200 connection requests in a week and send like another 100 free emails in a week. So this is what we call in-mail optimization. Of course, you can do in-mail only campaigns, you can do connection request only campaigns, but this is a smart way to go about it and just make sure that you reach out to as many leads as possible.
Got it. Okay. Before we carry on, I know we're pretty much three-quarters of the way through. For those who stick around for another 10 minutes, or towards the end, the Aimfox team has a very special gift for everyone attending today's office hour, so definitely stay tuned till the end.
Yes.
I even don't know what
Do
the
we say,
gift
do we
is,
say we
so
don't say what it is, right? We
no, I
keep
even
it.
don't know what it is. So we'll probably just want to wait for those
Okay,
whoever.
then we'll wait.
We'll
Then
wait
we'll
another
wait.
5 minutes. I think just 5 minutes. I think there's a few more
Yeah,
questions that people are going to ask, so another 5 minutes, right?
exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
now, on that front as well, I have another question over here. Let's going back to the original piece, right? Which is there's 1,000 leads I want to reach out to. I have mailbox is easy. I can come up with Rami at xyz.com, Rami.z at xyz.com. Mailboxes are easy to circulate. So hitting 1,000 leads is very easy for us to do, in an hour, if that can be the case as well. But with LinkedIn, since it's just 200 per user profile, I'm assuming for one persona, we can actually create 5 different or 4 different LinkedIn profiles with similar-ish names, or that's not the reality that we're dealing with.
So that's not actually the reality because these profiles are pre-made and pre-warmed up.
So then how
So
do you
these
suggest we do this then, right? Like how
so
do
so
I,
I
because
said so
yeah,
so I suggest you take LinkedIn as a starting point. You get like
I get it.
five
So that's the
LinkedIn
constraint.
profiles,
Okay.
and then you
Mm,
match emails
mm.
to those LinkedIn profiles, and
Got
you
it.
warm up those emails. That's going to be the
Got it.
fastest way to do it. Because for
Got it.
us to warm up
Got
a
it.
LinkedIn account, we need like 3, 4 months to warm up a LinkedIn
Wow.
account.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Got it. Got it. Wow. Okay. Makes sense. So if we kick off on the Infox side, then the gate becomes a lot easier versus the inflow is a
Yes.
lot long. Okay. Sweet. So there is a question from Arpit, which is there a campaign routing in Aimfox's specific sales teams? for a specific sales team member region. Meaning, let's just say if I have 15 team members, sales members' LinkedIn profiles to add into Aimfox for doing reach. And
Yeah.
whenever a lead enters Aimfox, it should be sent from the sales member who owns that region where that lead is present. So I guess they're asking geographic based lead aggregation. Do you do that, or is there some routing
So
logic? It doesn't need to
you
be.
would need to do it. You would need to do it on a campaign level
Okay.
again.
Got it.
So basically, you will need to segment your lists on geographies,
Yep.
and then
Got
just
it.
go from there. Yeah,
So the segregation job is left to the person just based upon how we split up. Okay. Cool. Got
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. The initial
Okay.
data set. Yeah.
Okay. Now you did mention about the ping ponging part, so someone has a good question to ask over here, right? Which is, can we have a multi-touch sequence experience in combination? That means send an email, then a connection, then if accepted, then send to Clay to do something else. Like, can you actually do pop, 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 pop? I know where
Uh,
you're building the integration back with us, which can allow for it. But
yeah.
if when that happens, is there a reality to that to be true?
So you can so there are limitations to that. So like you can cover like the initial cases that we covered here, but like full flexibility is something that you can only have if everything is truly under one tool. So like you want to send like one email, then view their profile, then send another email, then send a connection request. That is something you cannot do easily. And the only real way to do it is like if you have to do it like all in one place. But it's not it's not there yet.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, but that's the direction for us to go at. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I mean, this is like
Okay.
the V1, and we want to keep on building on it and building on it. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Cool. We have the open Q&A coming up in about a minute or two. Before that, maybe since we reached towards the tail end of this conversation, we had a very, very strong audience base available here. Alex, do you want to jump into maybe what Aimfox was looking to offer to everyone who's
Yeah.
attended and stayed
So
back all this late?
yeah, basically everybody who hangs around until the end of this until the end is going to get a link through which they can claim 1 free month of Aimfox. So 30 days for you to use all the features that we have to get a feel for the tool, to build out the integration, to play with multi-sequence, and basically and then to go from there. So yeah, 30
Nice.
days free.
Nice. Awesome. Love it.
And do we send the link now or do we send the link at the
Yeah,
end?
drop the link. This is awesome. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
I think
someone already signed up for 7 days. Okay, maybe that's a question to ask. If anyone who signed up for 7 days or before, is there like they can?
just fill out the form. Just fill out the form so we
Okay,
can
cool.
log you,
Easy,
and
easy,
we'll extend you for 30 days.
easy. Okay, awesome. Well, lovely. Now, if anyone has questions, this is your chance to raise your. The way you do that is in the React button at the bottom of the Zoom thingamabob. You can raise your hand up, and if you raise your hand up, we'd request for you to unmute yourself and show your face because we can't what's called spotlight you. And so just make sure you have your clothes on, and we would love to entertain the question that you have and make sure that it's answered. So I think Arpit and Steve, if you both can have your camera on if possible for us to be able to spotlight you, that would be appreciated. Um, and we will start one person at a time. All right. Devish, can you please unmute Arpit and add him to the spotlight? Actually, I got him. Sorry. There
Yeah,
we go.
hi Alex.
Lovely. Go for it.
Yeah, but
So actually, I had this question that whatever the campaigns I'm running from Smartlead, they are under the same name of the mailbox, right? So let's say it's alex.besarovic at the rate uh, aimfox.com, right? But when I'm shifting the campaign to the LinkedIn, it should be sent from the very specific person who owns the territory, right? So is it possible to add the routing that if the message is sent or the viewship is sent on the LinkedIn, it should be sent only based on the territory that the lead owns. So can you show it live how to do it?
Um, so again, like in terms of like territory, so you when you choose where you send a lead, you just need to make sure that you send the lead to the campaign where for the rep that is handling that region. So you just need to map campaign to campaign, basically.
No, but
Uh,
actually in the campaign of the smart lead, there are no specific. I didn't in the the bifurcation on the country level or region level. It's just mix in the campaign only, right? But when I'm shifting it to the Aimfox, that should be sent only from the sender's account who owns that territory. Let's say I have 15 accounts of LinkedIn, right, in the campaign. So it should be mapping the fields of the country, right? So is there any way to add this condition?
So
so
you can
right
do that
now,
from Smartlead side. I can actually answer that question, Alex,
yeah.
if that's okay. So what you can do in Smartlead side, so from Aimfox's side, we have to create 15 campaigns. One campaign per sales rep for that region. Let's assume that.
Hmm.
Cool.
Okay.
From the Smartlead side, on the agentic experience, what you'd have to do is hopefully you have some parameter on the lead or the sender or something, right?
We have
Some sort
country
of
field.
whatever it is, right? So you can just simply say, hey, every time I get a positive reply on Smart Lead, look at the X category on the lead level, prompt it on the agentic side, and then if it matches this, then I want you to push to this campaign. If it matches this, I want you to push it to this campaign. If it matches this, I want you to push it to this campaign. That is kind of how you'd have to route that logic on SL side to make it happen.
Okay,
Cool.
got it.
Yeah, yeah, that
Um,
works.
uh, Feel free to, Arpit, feel free to, just because we're running short on time, feel free to try it. If not, shoot a message on the chat support or just reach out to us at successorsmartly.ai, and one of our teams can jump in and help you out on the agent side and at least handhold you a bit over there if possible. Cool.
Yeah, that is something I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Easy. Lovely. All
Okay.
right. Well, thank you, man.
Mhm.
Have a beautiful day. We have Steve next. We've got a fee. Sorry, we've got Marito, sorry, got that wrong. And then we got a fee right after that. So I am just going to remove the spotlight and we will start with Steve, right, on at spotlight. Cool.
Hello
Go for it.
there, Alec. Hi, nice to see you again, buddy.
Hey, nice to see
Just
you, man.
wanted to see a like a theoretical, basically, just regarding the regions that the people mentioned in the chat. Is it possible that when we discover leads from one campaign, we basically push them through a webhook onto a like a spreadsheet? And if we are collecting any data regarding the region that they're from, the country that they're from, or anything like that, then we can basically take that sheet and like basically send a reverse webhook and then it populates another campaign with that. Is that something possible?
Uh, yeah, it is. Like, it will be good to use, like, so we have a native integration with NA10, with Make, with Zapier. So it will be good to use one of those
Awesome.
tools to build that out. It will just make it a lot easier for you. But yeah, we integrate with all of the three about I just mentioned.
Awesome.
So you can
Cool.
use
Cool.
them
Cool.
to
Amazing.
kind of like circulate the data around.
Amazing. Thanks so much.
Cheers. Thank you. Cool. Looks like we've got three more questions and then we'll call it a night after that. Well, a day. Night for me, day for some of you. Um, Sweet. And we'll just make it one question per person if that's okay. We got a fee, so we're just gonna. Hopefully, I'm getting your name right. I apologize. Cool. Go for
Hi,
it.
Vaibhav. Hi, Alex. So I have three
Right.
questions for you. Like one is for Vaibhav. So I'm already using Smart Lead for a few days, and I have problem with inbox. I mean, the mailbox. I am using so many domains and so many email IDs. Can you just let me know, like, what would be the best, like, how many domains I can? It should be good to purchase, and how many emails that would be best to send particular emails because I have so many domains and so many email IDs, which is
Sure. Cool.
so,
Well, to keep the question one per person, right, just to help out. So, on a support perspective, just go with the blanket rule. I don't know which vendor you're using, which mailbox provider you're using, and so on and so. Some of them have shared domain, shared mailboxes. They have a whole bunch of different Azure setups or non-Azure setups. But by standards, it's usually about 20 per mailbox per day.
okay.
So I would just start with the number of leads you want to reach out to, or depends on how you want to skin the cat, right? Whichever one makes you happy. Are you looking to get 50 leads per week, as an example, and just go with a standard amount of just this is very low level standard, but let's assume you got a standard push out of I am getting 6 to 7% in my replies, and then off my 6 to 7% reply, I'm getting maybe a 20 to 15% positive reply. Maybe let's even reduce that to say 15% reply rate. Work backwards from there. Let's just say the maths comes down to you having to reach out to, I don't know, 1,500, 2,000 leads per day, right? So if it's 1,000 leads, 2,000 leads per day, divide by 20, you've got about 100. If you've got 100 mailboxes you need to go to per domain, we usually recommend 3 to 5. There's no science behind it. It's just simply because if the domain gets burnt, you just lose 3 to 5 mailboxes. You're not getting impacted by more than that. So if you've got 100 divided by then 5, you've got 20. So you start off with 20 domains, 5 mailboxes per domain. You got your list and volume there. You warm them up for a bit, and you start hammering that for 1,000 leads a day. I mean, again, I'm throwing very hyperbolic numbers over here, but that's how I usually make my maths happen to set myself up for whatever. So I
Got
wouldn't start with I want to reach out to 1,000 leads, but I would usually reach out to I'd work with I need to get 50 replies per week or 10 replies per day, whatever is a palpable number in your industry, and work backwards from there. Hope that
Okay.
helps out.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe your next question to Alex before we carry on.
Sure. Yeah. So the other question is, do we have integration to CRM, like Zoho CRM? Like as I guess like you answered this before, like with Zapier and all, like can we do and also pull all the leads and can we send the campaign, email campaign and plus the LinkedIn outreach? LinkedIn outreach, which you said. Is that possible?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
we have a native integration with HubSpot. We are
Okay.
working on adding more, but you can build
Yeah.
anything through Make or N8N or Zapier. So
Right.
through
Done.
that, we expose all of those endpoints, and it's all very workable. We do it for ourselves, so I know it works. Yes.
Okay, great. And the third question, sorry to make a delay. We have
Mhm.
Sales Navigator link. There we can filter the leads and we will be getting the top link and that we can can we just take the link and can we integrate with Aimfox and can
Yes.
we do and reverse like I can send an LinkedIn reach out to them and where I can also get that email IDs and can get an email campaign to them. Do we have that reverse order like
Okay, so your first question, your first part of the third question is so for Sales Navigator. So we have a native Sales Navigator integration. You can either copy paste the URL Sales Navigator URL straight into Aimfox, or you
okay,
can use all the Sales Nav filters from within Aimfox. But we do
okay,
one super unique thing that nobody does is we give you the option to distribute Sales Navigator leads to non-sales navigator accounts for outreach. So basically for your
okay.
workspace, you just need one sales navigator license. And like if you have like 10 more accounts, you can basically distribute those leads to your free accounts and just hammer your outreach. So we're really building this stuff to be cost efficient and to be scaled.
Understand. Yeah, yeah. Then we can also do that smartly. Like we can also do email campaign if they have the email IDs.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah. So
possible?
yes, so if they have the email IDs, you can send it to Smartlead. If they don't have, you can enrich it and send and then use it.
Okay. Thank you
Sweet.
so much. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, we got Omer, and then we have Joanne. I'm gonna go ahead and ask Omer to spotlight and unmute yourself. Go for it.
Hey, Omar.
Hey, good day, guys. Thank you for putting this together. This was really wonderful. It was funny that I was actually looking into Aimfox the other day, so like this was a great Q&A session. But my question is regarding the rented mailboxes. So if you have, let's just say, I were to purchase 10 rental accounts, and like they're going out there to make connection requests, how does it work for me? Like, if they're making the connection request, will I be able to benefit from that connection? And then the second part to that question is that if a person or the rented profile gets burned or banned, do you guys replace that? And then what happens
Yeah.
to the connection requests and the activity that happens with that burned account?
Right. Okay. So your first question, great questions. First question is, so you reach out to somebody, you connect with them, and let's say over a course of time, you connect with like 300, 400 people. Now the value for you is going to be in the Unibox and in the communication with them. So you're going to communicate with them. And what I like doing is what we do is we go for a quick handoff to a real person. So basically, I look at it as like an SDR and say, hey, I'm going to intro you to Maria from my sales team, and she'll take it from here. So you need to make that cycle quite short because the value is in the conversation. Now, what happens now? What you can do with that lead is we let you export all of your first degree connections. So this means that you can export them and you can use them, you can enrich them, get emails, and use them on Smartlead or whatever you want to do. So we don't lock you in with any data. We let you export everything. If we don't have your trust, take your data and use another tool. And to answer your second question for what happens when an account gets banned, And for full disclosure, just like email mailboxes get burnt, LinkedIn accounts do get banned. So what we typically see is a 5 to 10% ban rate on a monthly level. So if you have about 10 accounts, you're going to get probably one restricted in a month period. What happens is we get on the back end, like our team gets an automated notification saying that account has been disconnected. We have already a stock. So if you got 10 accounts from us, we're going to make like 12 in the background. So we have a stock for a quick replacement. And our team, within usually one business day, replaces this burnt account with a new account, and it's back in your campaign, it's customized, and it's ready to go. So we try and make it as seamless as possible, because the whole experience for the rentals is very seamless. Like, you just purchase the rentals, you wait a few days for us to customize it. It appears in your workspace, it's warmed up, and you just shove it in a campaign, you use it, and that's it.
All right on. Thank you,
Nice.
guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers, man. Bye. Cool.
Thanks.
Take the last question. Joanne, I hope.
Yes, a real account has not gotten banned through Aimfox. So these restrictions, sorry, is for jumping. I just saw a question.
No, go for it,
So
go for it, go for it.
these are like fake accounts. The accounts that we built out, like that we grow. I mean, fake is not a good word, but they're accounts that we build. Real people accounts that are used by real people, they never get any sort of issues using Aimfox.
Lovely. All right. I'm just gonna ask to unmute Joanne, if that's okay. Yeah, floor is yours.
Hey, hi. Thank you for putting this session together. It's really interesting. I have a question. Our backbone is HubSpot, and this is where we track everything. This is where, multi-channel, multi-tools, but then at the end of the day, everything has to go to HubSpot so we can run our KPIs and everything in there. So rented accounts, how do you, like HubSpot, we have users. We don't have rented or HubSpot users. So how do you link your rented accounts? And I also want to know what kind of information from Aimfox goes into the HubSpot. Is it like anything, or
Yeah. Okay. So first question. So basically, what we were talking about, using them as like one putting everything in one like cohesive flow. It doesn't have to be. You can use these AI avatars, these LinkedIn avatars, as an independent like SDR team that is just doing outreach and getting you interested leads. And when you get an interested lead, when you get a reply from a lead, or when you connect to a lead, through the webhook integration, you can send those leads to your HubSpot. Now, make sure that you and in terms of like what data you can send, there are a lot of different triggers you can use, like, connected with a lead, lead replied, lead labeled as interested. So there are a lot of different things that you can do. And that is going to be like you will basically build that out. Same goes for like the Slack integration, or for other integrations we have. Like,
okay.
you basically choose what data you want to receive and where you want
Typically,
to receive.
we our process, our sequence is it goes through intent signal tool, which actually is enriched in Clay, and then it goes to HubSpot and then distributed to Smartlead parallel. So usually we already have, when we establish a relationship with, or try to contact a LinkedIn prospect, we already have them into HubSpot.
So then in that case, yeah, sorry.
So they would be able to connect the action, because it's a rented now. How do we? It's based on the LinkedIn profile, and then it.
So maybe for this use case, it's better for you to get your team, or the teams you work with, to connect their personal LinkedIn profiles to Aimfox, and then you can make that seamless flow where on LinkedIn they get a connection request from the actual AE or sales rep or whoever in HubSpot, right? So that would be the better way to do it. The avatars, you can just use it to scale, but Some use cases it doesn't fit. But the
Okay.
the default use case here is going to be use the LinkedIn profiles from that team and just funnel the data into those LinkedIn profiles.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sweet. Lovely. Well, for the rest of you beautiful people that have sit around, thank you so much for staying around. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your interactions. Enjoy the Aimfox integration. Enjoy 1 month free, the kind work and the kind help that the Aimfox team have provided all of you with. Hopefully you get a ton of replies. We'll see you very, very soon, ideally next week, for another beautiful office hours. I think as it goes, 3 things constant in life: death, taxes, and office hours every week on Smartlead. Have a beautiful day. Talk to you all
Love
soon.
it.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you very
Take
much,
care. Cheers
everybody.
all.